Well, the belt press blew itself up, so the guys are replacing the endless belt, the filter belt, with a new belt. And to do that, you have to pretty much take the entire thing apart. All the rollers, all the bearings. Inevitably, you get bad bearings, you have to replace them. It's a giant cluster. Well, here's the busted belt, the filter belt. You can see where it tore here. It just old and it tore. So this is a big porous belt. It's endless, one piece, goes round and round, squeezes the water out. That's why it's called belt filter press. Hopefully we'll get this all together by the end of the day. We're losing capacity. Digesters are filling up. When we started this morning, we were at 61, we're down to 51, so we've lost 10 inches. Not cool. So we'll get this sucker put back together and back to dewatering and making cake. That's what we call it. Dewatered sewage sludge is called cake. It's weird, but it is what it is. We're gonna fire up and see if it runs. Belt alarm. Ready? Contact. Whew. Seems to be working so far. Still have a lot of work to do as far as putting it back together, but we're just checking to make sure this belt tracks true. If it tracks true, then we can start putting panels on and buttoning it up, run water back to it, and then ultimately cake and start making more. All right, we're gonna fire this sucker up here in a second. Check it. Make sure there's no tools left in the rollers. That would be a most unfortunate event. All right, contact. our polymer makedown unit. Alright, so the process of mechanical thickening or dewatering, we have our digesters down here. The air is currently off because we're doing decant cycles. And there is a pump down in the pump pit over there. Underneath here is the mixing gallery. Ooh, it's dark. So this is the mixing gallery. So all that sludge comes through this pipe up here. And see this line here? That's your polymer dose line. So you got sludge from the digester, polymer, and then it goes down through here. This is a mixing chamber. There's mixer in here. Basically staggered flights, more staggered flights. Goes up through here. Goes back and forth through these pipes. Once it goes through there, it goes through this line and up to the top. This line here is for the filtrate, the clear water that comes off. Anyway, so that digester liquid gets mixed with polymer, and then it gets fed into either drum thickener or belt filter press. Our polymer, we have a 55-gallon drum, Clariflock polymer, gets dosed by this pump, goes into here, or it mixes with water. This is the polymer makedown unit, and then from there it gets dosed into the piping beneath our feet. Now the sludge will come up through this pipe, goes through this top chamber. That's a big rotating activating chamber. Drops out here, moves along here, gets all the water squeezed out, and then goes out the conveyor belt. That's how we dewater solids. Hey look, there's some dewatered sludge coming out onto the belt filter. Alright, here comes the cake falling off the back side of the belt press. Bringing over is a little more light. Not much water left in it. However, there's still about 8% liquid left in there that I can get out using a different process. That's what our solids handling project is going to give us, an upgraded, instead of a belt filter press, it's going to give us a screw press. So it's going to go from the 10-11% solids to the, 18-19% solids. Basically, when I say 10% solids, that means it's 10% dry solid by weight, 90% water by weight. And if you're looking at landfilling the stuff or shipping it out, it's not very cost effective to ship water to ship it, right? So the drier you can get your solids, the better it is for everybody. So the system's running well. I'm happy, very happy. Let's check the, one last thing to check. Let's check the top drum in here. Make sure that's running good. Well, it's podcast time. Heading down to the firehouse to record this episode, meet up with Zach as part of the Pit Guys, because that's who we are. And of course, taking the old Grom. And then you do a quick scan of the door. Make sure your name's not up there. Because if your name's up there, that means you died. No bueno. Hell yeah, brother. Yeah, you weren't here, so I went all the way down to Come and Go, and then went out City Market and came back.
Yeah, I passed you. I could hear you. I was like, who is it? Oh my gosh, that's Green.
Well, we're getting ready to head to Moab for our next race. And bit of a predicament here. Ta-da! The race trailer found some mud. So I brought the old crawler down here to assist in the winching out. Ooh, soggy. It's frozen now because it's still getting cold at night, but that won't last very long. So we'll get the old Warn hooked up and see if we can't get this sucker out of here. Yep. All right, well, I suppose we're ready. See what happens here. Keep going. Can I hold up? All good. The old Factor 55 with the Hammertown loop for the win. That's it for this episode of Doing Stuff with Hopper. Hope you enjoyed it. Next time I'll be coming to you from after our race in Moab, so that's pretty exciting. In the meantime, go ahead, like, subscribe, tell your friends about the channel, and I'll see you around like a